We have a super special guest tonight. One of the nicest, most amazing men I think I may have ever met in my entire life. I love you, Victor. You're one of my favorite people in the world. So Victor, he hit Master Seller in 21 days. So it took him like 3 weeks. He's one of the top 50 income earners in the company. He's currently killing our Aruba contest, and he's like 20 or 21st place. So he is on those boards. He's on track to earn that trip. So he's busting his butt to do that. He is a dad. He's super entrepreneurial. He's got his own DJ business, which he's owned for 26 years. If you don't know this about Victor, he's a famous break dancer. And he's got videos on YouTube that are seriously awesome. If you've not seen them, so neat. He's going to be talking about posture and mindset tonight. So it's something he's kind of been passionate about lately. And I'm super excited for him to share on our call tonight. So take it away.
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Sherry and Derek, and all the people in here for your leadership and the excitement and, getting us in this, man. This is just been an amazing journey. I'm really super excited to be here and talking to all of you guys. And one thing that I do have in spades is posture. That I'm completely sold on it. And I want to just say one thing to you guys. In order to succeed, we must first believe that we can. And that's the whole theme for this. So when you're talking to people, they need to actually, they either know that you're serious about it or they know that you're not, and that's based on you and your beliefs, all right? And how do we work on these things, right? You got to start somewhere. Here's what I want to say to you guys. I love this saying. I have a little video about it, and it's a simple thing. If you truly believe that what you have in your hand can actually change your life and other people's lives, then you are not bothering people. There's a lot of people here that I don't want to bother. I don't want to be pushy. But if you have that belief in your mind, if you completely are sold on that what I have, I can help families change their lives, and I can change my family's life. If you believe that you're going to talk to every single person, you completely change your mindset into this belief that you have an obligation to share it with everybody and anybody that you run into or meet. And that's very key. So on the other side of that, if you think you're bothering people, then you don't have a strong enough belief in what we're doing. And that's what you need to work on. So that's something. So if you constantly catch yourself saying, I don't want to bother anybody, think about that. Are you doing something that you really believe in? And how can I get, fix that, right? So I have 2 ways to help you guys fix that. 2 ways. This is something I learned from Tony Robbins. I'm a firewalker. I went to all of his stuff, and that man changed my life. And I want to share with you guys a little bit about me that maybe some of you don't know. In my life, I shouldn't be as positive as I am, but I am. And I'm going to sell you, and I know we hear this all the time. Without personal development, I'd probably be a wreck. In the last 5 years, I lost my wife. I lost my only brother. I lost a grandchild. Before that, when I started my breakdancing career, I had best friends steal it from behind me. I had my DJ business stolen twice, and nothing stopped me. I didn't take one, maybe a day or two to absorb that and move on. And here's one of the things that you could do with that, right? Ask yourself better questions. We like to ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? How about you change that to, what can I learn from this situation and grow? Those are better questions, right? So mindset is everything. Your posture, is everything. So you got to really focus on growing your mindset. All right, so let's talk about your why, right? Your why, I'm going to talk to you guys about why. And I think that everybody should get back to their why again and make it stronger. So there's 2 ways to make your why. The first way is pleasure, right? So we always talk about our whys with pleasure, right? About the things that we want, the things that we're dreaming of, and everything we want to achieve. And that's great. When you do that, as you're write them out as if you already are living them. Like I have a home in Oregon, and I have a you know, river running through it, and my kids are playing in it, you know, and it's fully paid for. You know, I am debt free. You know, I donate to a bunch of charities, you know, all these things as your why, that you're living them. And you want to write them down every day and every night, over and over and over and over again. I mean, if you feel like it's, you know, too much work for you, then you're not really, you know, focusing on your why. All right. But here's the one that's really going to get you guys. All right. Pain. Pain is going to put you in your, you know, out of your comfort zone. Pain is very important. So you want to start now writing your whys as, what's it going to cost you a year from now if you don't change your life? If you don't go out full out. And the reason why I'm telling you about posture and mindset is because, you, like I said, in order to succeed, you must first believe that you can. So we're just going to focus on, these are things that are going to make you completely believe and be sold out fully, you know, on what we're doing. So what's it going to cost you a year from now? Get deeper. What's it going to cost me 5 years from now? What is my child not going to be able to do because I'm deciding to not do these things? What's it going to cost me 10 years from now? What's it going to cost me 15 years? What's it going to cost my kids' because I decided to just, you know, sit here and not take this incredible opportunity that we have that's pretty simple, guys. I don't really think we're ever going to find another business that's so duplicatable and so easy and so simple. So, I mean, you really got to make that decision that you're going to either want to do this full-fledged or not. All right? So pain, those are the two, you know, the things, you know, personal development. Here's what I want to tell you. One of the things that I've learned in order for me to like survive all those tragedies that have happened in my life is that you can change your thoughts. You can actually change your attitude like this. Oh, can you guys go like that? Snap your finger. Everybody's like this. All right, you can change it just like that. Here's how you change it. The thoughts you put in your head, you know, the words that you use, you actually literally can change. I've done it so many times. I just like change my language, change what I'm thinking, change all the things in an instant. You can change your life, your attitude, in just like that. And it's very, so I'm telling you to do this so that you can like remind yourself one day, like you're having a bad time and you just, boom. It's just one of these things that I learned from Tony Robbins. All right. Language is very important. When people ask you, how are you doing? How do you respond? Think about that. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm struggling. Me? I don't know how many of you know me, but if you ask me how I'm doing, I think the word amazing comes out of my mouth every time. Awesome, incredible, fantastic. And that puts me in the framework, in the, you know, so let's just apply it to what we're doing. If you're talking to somebody and you're like animated and excited, and I'm not going to tell everybody here that you have to be animated as me and all of that stuff, but you do have to have whatever your positive mindset is. What else? What else do I need to talk to you guys about? So here's the thing, things that you want to think about, right? So if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. What do you think about that? Right? That's pretty powerful right there. So if you're talking to somebody and you really believe that you can do this and that what, like I said in the beginning, it can change people's lives, or if you don't believe, they're going to understand and feel that right away. And as far as people struggling with a lot of things that have happened for you instead of to you, see how you can change that? Just like that. You can change everything that's happened to you in your past to be something that's making you stronger and better for your future. Your past does not equal your future. All right? And here's the deal. When you talk to people, I know that we get a lot of no's, right? Everybody, we get a lot of no's, and I'm sure you've heard that no's mean they want to know more, right? People are watching you. They're constantly watching you, and they're waiting, you know, to see whether you're going to really do this, if it's really changing your life, or if it's not. So you got to be careful about what you're posting. You should be posting positive things. Even your struggles can still be a positive thing. All right? But remember this. If you're sold on what you're doing and you talk to somebody about this thing, right, and you're so animated and excited about life, what happens is that you're putting a pebble in their shoe. Have any of you ever had a pebble in your shoe? It's the most annoying thing in the world. So how's that translated into this right here, right? Every time that they go to their job and they're miserable, something happens, that pebble is in their shoe going, oh, this wine thing, that really sounds good. I really should be getting out of this. So you want to do this for the long haul. Not everything's happening overnight. You know, we're not Sherry and Derek and Trey and all these people who had a big, you know, group of people. But you know what? They didn't wake up one day with a group of people. They worked their butts off. They created relationships and trust in people, that these people, that they know what they're doing. And you know what? It's because they duplicate. They don't sit here and make it difficult and, you know, and make people wonder and think, you know, wow, I can't do that. You know, I just learned some stuff today that I got to be a little bit more quiet because I love talking, you know. But you know what? If people are going to be like, well, I can't just do what he did, right? So you want to remember to be very duplicatable. And remember that rock. Those people are watching you every day. And every time, if they have a bad day, they have a car, you know, so their car breaks down, that rock is in their shoe. You know, they go home and their gas got turned off, that rock is in their shoe. And that rock is built based on your posture. And when you first spoke to them, if they won't even have a rock in their shoe if you're not sold completely on what we're doing. All right? I don't see any obstacles. So, you know, that's something that, again, changes just like that. It's not look at your outcome. I want to talk to you guys about this post that I did about weeds. And yeah, somebody had another one about rocks, but I wanted to change it and do it my own, and it was weeds, right? Because I had a lot of weeds in my backyard, and I said, let me make a post about this because I'm crazy like that. And I started pulling weeds, and I said, you know what? How about if I told you to go in my backyard and pull my weeds, right? You'd be like, you kidding me? I said, well, you know, when you're done with that, go to my neighbors and go to the whole development. You know, I got 700 houses in this development, and I want you to go pull everybody's weeds. And I'll pay you hourly. And you'd probably say, are you freaking out of your mind? You're a nut job. I'm not doing any weeds. You do your own weeds, right? I mean, that's what I would say. But then let's change it. If I said to you that under 4 or 5 of these weeds, there'd be 5 checks for $1 million. What the hell would happen then? How many weeds are you pulling? I'm pulling them all, right? So listen to me. If you can make 6 figures, if you knew that you could, would you just go all out in this? If you can make 7 figures, high 7 figures, right? Because I want you guys, another thing that's really big about posture is dreaming big. Some of you, they ask you this question, how much money would you be comfortable with? And you're like, oh, another $200, $500. Yeah. Me, I want to make $20,000 a week. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Where would you rather fail? At $200 a week or $20,000? What kind of effort are you actually going to do every day? What time are you going to wake up? What for $20,000 a week versus $200 a week? Are you even going to get up out of bed? It's $200. So dream big, people. And I keep talking about posts and stuff, and I want to talk to a lot of the people because one thing that's not duplicatable, I don't think so anyway, is Facebook Live. And I'm not telling you not to do it. But I don't want you to be afraid of your business or your friends to be afraid of their business because they're not doing Facebook Live. Some of you guys are genius at writing or taking pictures. I mean, Kaylee, her freaking pictures and posts are just like, bam. I don't think anybody's Facebook Live is like as cool as that. So be you, be unique to you. You know, you don't have to be afraid. You know, it would be great if you can get out of your comfort zone and get on Facebook, you know, because there might be somebody else watching you that also has that same thing going on in their life. And I didn't want to put down live, but I know that a lot of people get nervous about it because I constantly am live. So I don't want my people to be nervous and say, I got to do live video. No, you just have to actually follow the scripts. That's duplication. All right. So I hope that helped anybody. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. I'm constantly like this. I live like this all the time. And I'll tell you right now, my DJ business that I had 26 years has gone from here. For some reason, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm doing direct sellers now. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm not afraid. I'm full-fledged in this. I'm going for it. I know that I have gold in my hand. If you had gold in your hand, would you share this with everybody? Would you be like, hey, here's some gold, here's some gold? Well, guess what? Direct sellers is gold in your hand. It really is. It's wine. Did I say that? I haven't said that one time. I'm going to say that 100 times when I'm talking to people. It's wine. And I didn't even like wine when I first started. And here I am. Not only do I have wine glasses, but they have my A in it and everything. So I'm loving this. And I hope that you guys understand that this is fun. It's exciting, but it is a job. And you have to be completely sold that what you have can actually change your life and other people's lives. And if you don't, then you need to work on your mindset, personal development, and your why. You have to have a killer why. Because I lost my wife. I have a 14-year-old daughter who all I do is think about what she will not have if I don't get up every morning and show up and do this. And with this, I'm going to change my life, her life, and her kids' life. So.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, sometimes sometimes reverse engineering that why works better than actually thinking like, okay, what do I want? Like, what do I want? When you think about what you won't have or what your kids won't have if you don't put the work in that they could have if you just did the work, that might light a fire on your butt more than thinking about what you actually want out of life, like a boat or a home or, something, financial that's not, whatever. I don't know. It sometimes that works better. So
it does. Pain is always a bigger motivator.
Pain is a lot bigger motivator than pleasure. Absolutely. Yes, Nicole said financial independence. So what's your pain? What's your pain level if you think of not ever being financially independent?
How about losing your home?
Yeah, exactly. Losing your home or, losing stuff. Or like me personally, I was about to have to lose my freedom to go back to working a job when I found
no, I can't imagine that.
That was a pain point. Believe me, like that was a fire in my butt like nothing else. So that's why I dove so hard into this business. I was like, I am not going back to work. So.
Yeah, we fixed that.
Yeah, we fixed it. And I love your analogy about the pebble.
Right.
Because you're right. Like pebbles in your shoe. Oh, it's so annoying. And it's kind of like, every person you talk to, you put a pebble in their shoe. You didn't just plant a seed. You put a pebble in their shoe. And every time something comes up to where, like Victor said, their car breaks down or their daughter needs something for prom and you can't afford it or something like that pebble is in their shoe still and it's aggravating them. And they're like, they keep thinking about it. Oh, maybe I should try that wine thing.
Screw the pebble. I'm pulling weeds.
And weeds.
Pulling weeds is putting pebbles in people's shoes. That's part of the process.
Kind of the same thing.
Right. And it's because people have to know, like it's funny because I was talking to one guy, I don't know, a week or two ago, doing a closing call. And I don't get this very often. He was a younger guy. He just didn't have a lot of experience in life yet and that kind of stuff. So, I don't mean anything negative to his comment, but he said something that kind of took me back by surprise a little bit just because I haven't heard it in so long. He's like, if this is so good, why isn't everybody doing it? That's what he said, and he like kind of laugh for a minute. And I'm like, truth is, people just don't know it's an option, for one thing. They don't know that it's a legitimate option to run a wine tasting business from your home and make a significant income. They don't know it's an option. It's our job to make them aware. That's putting that pebble in their shoe so that when their boss is rubbing them the wrong way because he has the right last name, so, but he's an idiot, but so he's talking to him. And, they're putting up with this garbage. That's that pebble in the shoe saying, you know what? I remember Victor telling me, hey, buddy, you don't have to live this way. There's options, and like they'll remember that in times like that. That's part of the pulling weed process, putting weed, or putting pebbles in people's shoe, letting them know this is an option. So that's why not everyone does it, because not everyone knows it's an option. It's our job to tell them.
There's not a Derek and Sherry Leisure show yet, but if there would be, everybody would be doing this.
Right.
You guys would tell the world.
Right. And the second reason why that is because like people confuse, and they were just saying this on the corporate call, but it's worth saying again. People like they think simple and easy are interchangeable words for some reason in network marketing. It's not. This is not easy. It is hard work to build a successful business. It's not easy to, I mean, it's easy to just do it when you feel like it and stuff. And that's the money that you make will be reflected in that kind of an effort. But, you know, it's not easy, even though it's simple to share this business, make new contacts, make new, you know, relationships with people, nurture those relationships. Let them know that there's options out there, that they don't have to live like they're living. You know, that's simplistic, but it's not easy to do that with consistency day in and day out when you know, factor in the rejection and different things that people, you know, put up with, you know, while they're doing that and planting their seeds. It's not easy, but people think it's easy just because it's so simple, but it's not. You know, it's a very difficult process, and it takes a lot of work to pay you, you know, that kind of, you know, attorney money or physician money or whatever, that kind of, you know, money to where you can walk away and have a significant residual income. It's hard. There's a reason why a small percentage of people actually make that happen, because it's not easy, but it is simple. So it's up to us to do the simple steps or not. So anything else from anyone before we get into the big announcement with the $70 thing?
I don't think so.
Does anyone have anything they want to say about?
I want to say one more thing. One thing that I do, you guys, a little tip, like how we were talking about the pain point, like what's your pain point? When you wake up in the morning, when you set your alarm, put that pain point in your alarm. So my alarm still says this actually, but it actually says like, get your ass to work or you're going back to work. So every morning, that's in my head. Like, that's my pain point. So I'm like, I got to get to work. And so it works, you guys. Setting your alarm and seeing that every single morning and having that pain point hit you immediately in the morning fires your butt up and gets you working every single day like you need to be. So
yeah, keeps you on focus. Just
a little point, a little tip that I learned in my previous business that's kind of stuck with me, and you know, I still do it. So it's a good tip.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet. Okay.
Now we want to talk about the brand new option that's coming out. Was someone saying something? No. Okay. It's coming out May 1st. It's a new option for someone to sign up with as a rep. They can get, there's a new $70 option. I'm sure most of you have already heard about it already. But it's so funny when something like this comes out, we'll get like questions. People will be like, okay, so what you're saying is, you know, they can do this, or this is an option, or whatever. And it's like completely made up. I'm like, where'd you even get that from? Like, no one's saying that. Why would you? It's crazy. So we just want to say what the facts are surrounding the $70 thing to make it crystal clear. Okay, this is what happens. So first of all, let me say this. This option is in place primarily for the benefit of those people that live in the non-ship states, first and foremost.
And to satisfy FTC requirements.
And that too.
Those two things.
Right.
That's why it's here.
Right. It is not meant to cheapen it to where now all of a sudden everyone can get in for $70 instead of $250 or $499. That's not the idea, and it shouldn't be talked about that way, because they're actually making it much more difficult for themselves if they come in at $70. The way I'm going to handle it, before I get into the facts, let me just say this. If someone is in a state where we ship wine to, and they tell me, Derek, I want to come in at the $70 level, and I'll be like, oh, why is that?
You're not going to
and if they say, well, I just can't afford $250, I'll be like, okay, well, here's the deal. You are starting a business, and if you can't afford $250 to start a business, then obviously I don't have to tell you your need for creating a secondary income. So that's obvious. But you know, you're going to need to save up for the $250 and come in and do this the right way. You know, I'm still completely focused on that. And I'll tell them that. I'll be like, don't even sign up at 70. If the motivation behind it is because they can't afford 250, I would be like, okay, well, didn't just save up. Sell something, do whatever you got to do, save up, however long it takes is fine. But this is a big step, and you want to do it right when you do it. Okay, now back to what it means to come in at $70. What it means is someone that comes in at $70, they are able to earn fast start commissions. So if they sign up a business rep at the $250 or the $500 level, even if they have no volume yet, they just sign up at $70, they are able to earn the fast start commissions. That is a fact. However, that's where their earning capability ends. They can't earn on binary, they can't earn on unilevel, they can't earn on check match because they are not considered an active member. The way you become an active business partner is you have to have, on a monthly basis, a minimum of 40 in business volume. So, and one of the reasons why, not only to allow an option for the non-chip states, but the reason why the FTC has this requirement is because their point is you can't require someone to make a purchase in order to earn a commission. You can't do that. You can't make that requirement upon them. And I understand that. That's reasonable. But it is the easiest way for me to get my required volume every month just to get my own shipment. And if I'm in the wine business, doesn't it make sense that I want to have some wine around? Even if I don't drink it, to, as a tax write-off, hand out to people, give them samples. As people in my group have wine tastings, have wine I can provide for them. It makes great gifts, Dina K, right? It's, $80 a month is not much overhead to run a freaking business, especially one I can pay you as well as this one does, or can, if you work it. So, sorry, my cat's getting on my lap here. So, okay, so anyways, so $70, it gets you in business. You can earn fast starts, but you're not active. You can't earn from the binary. You can't earn from the unilevel or check match. And I already said that once, but I'll
that's
make
a
it
shame
clear.
Because you guys, that's your huge residual income
So
right there.
now, so the next question begged is this: what's it take to become active then? If you come in at the $70 level, what happens is there's an initial requirement to hit 125 in business volume. Okay, that's after you hit that requirement, it's only 40 per month, just like it is for us right now for regular business partners. Okay, but there's that initial requirement. Now, when I come in, if I came in at 250, I get 125 personal volume for that. So boom, I'm active. Everything's done. I don't have to jump through any hoops so I can make money. Everything's done. It's the easiest way to do it. But again, for someone that does come in at 70 for whatever reason, they have to acquire 125 points. Now that means if you get 3 customers, not business partners, but customers, you're acquiring points right now. You get 3 customers that come in at the 4-bottle level, you're getting 40 points each on them. That's still only 120. The requirement's 125. So you'd have to get 3 4-bottle customers and a 2-bottle customer in order for you, to be. So that's a lot of work before you're even, able to make 1 penny commissions other than the fast starts. People are really stacking the deck against their own favor by coming in at 70. They would be much better served to wait an extra week or 2 or however long it takes to come up with 180. You just get it done. You're active. You can earn in every way. This is a big business. It's worth taking an extra week or 2 to come up with it if you have to. But for those people who do come in at 70, and by the way, let me say this: even the non-ship state people can still come in at 250. They can just send their wine to someone else, whether it's a prospect, a potential customer, a family member. If they happen to live close to a bordering state, like Dina K takes care of this, you can go to the bordering state.
Yeah, you guys, Dina K is making no excuses. She's in Oklahoma and she's over master seller already.
Right,
so.
She's killing it. So, but she's fortunate enough to live kind of close to a bordering state, so that's awesome. but she's still making that effort. So there's always 2 hours. Okay, that's not close.
That's not close.
Yeah, I thought you're like 10 minutes away. Okay, so that's not close. So she's obviously, making a sacrifice because she's treating it seriously. So, I would say still, it's people can still come in at 250 or 500 if they live in a non-ship state, as they have been up until this point. And, Roy Record, he's in a non-ship state. He's been in the top, however, 10 income earners in the company since the onset. It's never been an issue because he chose to not make it an issue. And, because some people in those states, like, I'll pay $80 a month. I don't even care where the wine goes. If that's all my cost of doing businesses to build this, so be it. Who cares? But you can allocate that wine towards, like I said, for wine tastings, or just give it as gifts. You can change the recipient address, every month and send it to someone, whatever. There's options. But anyway, so
Tripp said, didn't they also say a $70 rep will not help their sponsor rank advance? No,
because they're not an active member.
Not until they're active.
Right.
Once they're active, you'll rank up. But that might take months for them to actually do the work and put in the work and actually rank advance. So it's definitely in your best interest to have them signing up at least 250 so you can rank advance.
Right. Yeah, I'm always going to push that. I think that's a very inexpensive cost barrier to come into business anyway, regardless of what state they live in, because there's so many other options that we have been implementing up until this point, like we've already discussed. But for those people that, how people are, we're in the people business and people are strange. There's going to be some people that just insist that the $70 option is best for them. They can, they have customers lined up. They're just doing it that way. They don't want the wine. They don't want to give it away to anyone. Fine, whatever. Then, but they're not going to be considered active until they.
Okay, this is a good question. Destiny said, so someone signing up at $249 would not get a $70 sign-up person met to meet that requirement.
Wait, what?
No, she's saying signing up a business partner would not
good question.
And he's going to explain why.
Okay,
this
here's
won't
the deal.
Help them meet that
so if someone needs 125 points initially to be active, so you might say, well, if I sign up a business partner, that's 250, even at 250, that procures 125 in business volume, so now I'm active. Because here's why. You have to come up with 125 in personal volume. That comes by you making a purchase yourself or you acquiring customers, not business partners. Let's say if I signed Sherry, let's say if I came in at $70, I'm brand new and I'm an idiot. I shouldn't say that. I come in at $70. I sponsor Sherry and she comes in at 250. Okay. 125 points are generated, from the 250 sale. That's what qualifies her. Now she's active. It qualifies her as active status. That same 125 points can't qualify her and qualify me. That 125 points qualifies one person. It's the person that signed up. That's why she doesn't have to go out and get customers now. She's active with 125 personal volume. That's her personal volume, not my personal volume. The company
can't pay twice on the same 125 volume.
Right.
Or they're going to go broke.
Right. You become active when you sign up, when you make a purchase yourself or you find customers. Because if you find a business partner, that personal volume that sale generates qualifies them off of that purchase, not me. That's their job. So I hope that's clear. I don't know how else to say it, but you become active. You can come in at $70 and put in 50 business partners at the $500 level, and you're still inactive, and you're not making a penny off the commission structure other than that initial fast start. Not a penny, because you're not active. You have not acquired 125 business volume yourself yet.
And if you come in at $70 and sign up 50 people at the elite level and don't upgrade, you don't deserve to make money.
I was trying to give an example.
Seriously.
Yeah, I was just trying to give an example to let you know it doesn't matter how well you do with recruiting business partners,
right?
in terms of you becoming active.
So what PJ's hope is, if someone does sign up at the $70 level and they do sponsor someone at the $250 level, they take that money and upgrade. Like, it only makes sense. So that's what, you know, they're hoping people will actually do with this. They would be stupid not to, to be honest. Right. But
yeah, if they want to do it as a customer, that's fine. Sign up as a customer. But if you want to do it as a business and make money, well, be smart about it. You know, if someone's coming in at, let's say I could afford $150. Well, let's say if I sign up a business partner, I'm not active yet. I sign her up at the $500 level. I earn a $250 commercial. No, hang on, I'll get to that, Destiny. So I earn a $250 commission. I would take that $250 and upgrade myself. Okay, Destiny just asked another good question, and I know this will come up. There might be other questions. I'll get to those. Would it be $130 to upgrade? Difference between what they paid or the full $250? No, they got to pay the full $250.
Full $250. That's
the only time you pay a differential is if you come in at $250 and want to upgrade to $500. That is the only circumstance in direct sellers where you ever pay a differential. If you're a customer and you want to upgrade to business partner, you got to pay $250 or $500. It doesn't matter that you paid $80 for wine or whatever. You don't pay the $170 difference. And same thing with this. If you come in at $70 and you want to upgrade to $250, it's $250. You know, you should have just waited it out and not wasted the $80. You know, and waited until you had $250 in the first place. You know, not to be harsh, but I'm just saying this is the facts. This is the way the numbers are.
That's the, you know, what they're going to have to accept if they want to start at the $70 level. When they do want to upgrade, they're going to pay full price.
Right.
So that's something that we need to make them aware of when they say, hey, I want to sign up at $70, and just be like, okay, just to let you know, when you have your first business partner and you want to upgrade to get that commission, you know, you're going to pay full price. Like, it's not going to be minus that $70.
Okay.
So.
Now, Dawn Priest, let's see. Is it volume or existing customers auto ship, or does the volume need to be new every month? Okay.
No, it should be.
It doesn't.
The same.
Right, and this is accrued, by the way, to earn that 125 volume. Let's say if someone. My cat just knocked my phone off the desk. He's a pain. So if someone gets a customer this month and 2 customers next month, well, now they've accrued up to 120. They still need 5 more points.
It's not just 1 month, you guys. Like, if it takes them 3 months to hit that 125, it keeps accruing. Like, they just have to hit that 125 point, and then they'll be active. Right.
They can't, let's say if they signed up May 1st at the $70 level, and they accrued 100 points in personal volume by May 31st, it doesn't reset to 0 on June 1st. They continue to have that 100. They still only need 25 more. That's where it's different. Unlike the calendar month to earn the free wine. You know, if I had 2 people order this month and 2 people order last month, well, I'm still starting at 0 again next month. There has to be 3 within a calendar month to earn your wine for free. That's a separate thing altogether. That has never changed. It's always been that way. This is generous. It accrues with whatever length of time is needed. You know, they're not trying to nickel and dime us here. They're going to let that accrue, and however long it takes to accrue, it takes to accrue. But it's not going to get wiped out. Okay.
Yeah, Judy, they just need 40 PV to stay active. So the 125 requirement is 1 time, and then after that, they just need 40 from 1 customer to stay active, or their own order, one of the 2.
And as far as the 120 requirement, I think just somebody misspoke in the confusion of this being, new and just coming out, how people do. If people were just running with their own numbers that they hear or think they heard or whatever. The actual number is 125 is what's needed to become active, not 120. I heard that too. But on the company letterhead, it says 125.
Yeah,
so that's
what I'm
going.
Today, the guy that developed this was saying 125. So right. I definitely am going with that number and not 120.
Right.
Until we're told differently.
Right. I mean, 120 would be nicer because it would only require 3, customers. I
don't think it's nice. I think if they're coming in at $70, they're going to do some work. to earn that.
Right. But I just think having that extra 5 points, that's, yet another, even if you had 3-4 bottle customers, that's still not enough, by having 125 instead of 120. So, but 125 is what I'm seeing. That's what I heard the guy say right out of his mouth today on the call from corporate. So I'm going with that until I get official word otherwise.
As far as I know, it's $70 a year, just like us.
Yeah.
So they pay the $70 and they don't have to pay any more like fees or anything like that. I've never heard of any other fees. So I think it's $70 per year, just like us.
Yeah, that's what they're paying.
Yeah.
They're paying the $70 that they're paying. They didn't just come up with that number out of the thin air. It's the same $70 that we pay.
Yeah, Dina K,
on an annual basis.
It's $70 is the annual business fee.
Right.
That's what they're paying.
They're prepaying 1 year worth of business fees. Just
yeah.
Okay. If someone comes in at the $70 level and they sign up business partner, they still receive commissions on the new joined person.
Come on in.
Yes.
They receive the fast start bonus, but they won't receive anything on volume.
That's what we said, and I try to say it as crystal clear as I could possibly say it. When someone signs up at the $70 level, the only commissions that they are able to earn is they can't even earn free wine. Because free wine is your purchase plus 3 customers. Well, they're not making a purchase. That's why they came in at 70. So they can't even get free wine. The only commissions a $70 person can make until they become active by coming up with 125 in accrued personal volume is off the fast start bonus. That's it. Let's see. We're reading these questions. We get fast start off. No fast starts off the $70 sign up.
You guys, we get nothing for the $70 sign up. Zilch. No commissions, no volume, nothing.
That would be the biggest red flag for FTC Plus.
We can't earn off the sign up fees. That is like the biggest FTC red flag there is.
Right.
So
you can't earn off of recruiting people. Hang on, someone's not muted. Talking. So.
Whatever you're sleeping in, like
whoever's sleeping in, that person.
I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Okay, I don't hear nothing. Okay, so but what was we saying?
The fast start off $70. We get nothing.
You can't get paid to recruit people.
Right.
That's the whole pyramid scheme thing. Yeah, you can't get paid to recruit.
That's the difference between us and the pyramid.
The reason why we get paid when we sign up a new business partner is because there's a product being purchased and we're being paid a commission because there's a product being exchanged for dollars. You're not paid to recruit people. That's a huge red flag. Make sure Mike, you should receive your binary and unilevel on all active reps in your downline, no matter what the status of their upline is. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. If these people coming in at $70 start signing up a bunch of people, you're still going to see that volume.
Nothing
yourself.
Changes.
Like it's still going to help you.
Right.
Like, it's not like you're not going to earn anything off of them. It's just that initial commission. Normally, so anything they do after they're in, you're going to see that.
Are you going to write this up and put it in your page so we can print it?
The back office already has it written up. If you go to
it is already.
Yep. If you go to directsellers.com and log into your back office,
it's
everything is summarized right on the front page.
Okay, great. Thank you.
It may not be as in depth as we, went through it on this call, but
right.
You can always reference back to this too.
Yeah, but we should be able to come up with something pretty simple.
Yeah.
In back office, it says remain offices. You can remain by. Okay, Judy, yes. Or you can remain active by accruing 120 PV from combined personally sponsored customers each month. That's a statement that has me confused. That has me confused, dude, because I think that's the only misprint I think that they have. Because the guy that created this system, that worked with PJ to create this new $70 option, he specifically said a couple
40
times that it's 125 initially and then 40 to maintain active status, just like us, just like we need 40. Why should it be different for them? That wouldn't make any sense. So I do think that's a misprint back there, and I'm going to text PJ about that and either get it clarified or fixed, one or the other. But that does go against what the guy had said today, and so plus it just doesn't make any sense on the surface. So that's why I think it's clearly a misprint. But we'll find out. We'll get that answered. We'll know before May 1st. I mean, if I sign up Joe at the 70 and he signs up Fred at the 250, I know that Joe doesn't receive commissions on Fred, but I still would, right? Joe would receive a $125 fast start commission.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the only commission he can earn. But the volume that is generated, the 125 that gets put into the binary from that initial order, you're paid the percentage off of that. He's not. And you would have anyway. If you put someone in who puts someone in, that volume is being, built in your binary. You're paid on that the same whether he came in at 70 or not. But if he came in at 70, he does get that 125. That's the one commission he can get. So if someone signs up at 70, they do not get 20 DC dollars towards free wine.
Not unless they're active. I'm sure if they're active, they probably can, right? I don't know. We'll ask PJ that question as well.
Heather, the way it has been is it's you plus three customers. So if you just get 3 customers, that's not enough. Because, 20 DC dollars for me, 20 DC dollars for my 3 customers, that's 80 DC dollars. That covers the $79.95 expense for the wine. That's why there's 80, and that's why it's free. If you just have 3, it's 60. Now, I think you're asking, what if you get 4 customers and it's still 80 DC dollars accrued just because it's not my personal? Now would I all of a sudden start getting free wine like out of the blue, like as a gift? I don't know. I don't think so.
We'll find out, you guys, but I highly doubt they're going to give somebody free wine that didn't sign up as like a
that
regular,
never ordered it.
That never ordered it.
Well, what would they even send you? I mean, it's either red or white or red and white. They wouldn't even know what to send you. There would have to be some sort of communication about that. And if you're in a no-ship state, that's not an option anyway. They can't send you one. So, that's one of the few things we're not real sure yet on that. But we'll get these nitty-gritty details down. For sure.
Yeah.
Someone asked if they join at 70-day upgrade 6 months from now, they would still owe the $70.
Yeah, they would still pay full price.
Well,
and then it would start from that time, the next year billing, right?
Yeah, that's a hypothetical right now. I don't know. I mean, okay, so if someone pays $70 and signs up, in 6 months they pay $250 and upgrade, when do they next pay 70 again? Would it be in 12 months from their initial purchase or, in 12 months from when they upgraded? I would guess from when they upgraded, because that $70 pays for 12 months. How can that only pay for 6 months? Because you've been with them for another 6 months. Like that wouldn't make any sense.
I think it'll start from when they upgraded.
They'll get a full year
after they upgrade.
That's their new anniversary date. For that would be my thought, but they haven't said that yet. That's a hypothetical that we want him across for a minimum until May 1st, 2018 for anybody. So I don't know if that's been addressed yet.
Well, the DC dollars up until if you get up the $80 accrued of DC dollars gets your free wine.
Yeah.
Like that's what comes up first. So if you accrued like DC dollars over that $80, it can be used on other stuff. But the first 80 is taken for your free wine.
Right. Yeah. Then all DC dollars earned above and beyond the 80, you plus 3, that's what goes towards free merchandise and so forth. Yep. All right. Clear as mud.
Sweet.
Any other questions?
I hope you guys understand it a little bit better now.
I mean, that's all that we've been told so far.
There's a couple of things that we don't know yet, but we mostly understand it.
Is it true? Yeah, Tanya, I would say, to reiterate what the point of starting this as an option.
Exactly. Don't even offer the $70.
Well, I mean, what was the point from the corporate standpoint, I think she means, is starting this as an option. Twofold. One, FTC compliant. it's a requirement. You know, our attorney said you have to include this option. So
yeah, and any other network marketing company that I've ever been in,
they have an
they
option.
have this same option to sign up without product. And as a matter of fact, when I started my last company, I signed up at this level. I signed up at the non-product level. Like, and you know, I blew it up. So just because somebody signs up at that level doesn't mean they're not going to work. I mean, they can upgrade at any time, order the product at any time, and actually go to work. So, I mean, don't think of it as a failure when someone comes to you and says, nope, I'm signing up at this level and that's all I'm doing. Well, you know, don't take that as a, like, you know, failure or anything. They might blow up your organization. You never know what's going to happen. So.
Right. But if they're in a non-ship, or if they're in a ship state, I'm not even going to really tell them it's an option. I'm not going to hide it from them. I'm not going to like in any way be like dishonest about it, or, you know, whatever. It's not even about me trying to make a commission off of it. It's about me saying, look, if I'm going to mentor you and sponsor you into this business, by sponsoring them, I'm agreeing to take them under my wing and helping them to build this business. I would never advise sponsoring someone to where they have to go get 4 customers before they can even earn a penny from the binary unilevel.
It would have to be completely on their, like, they're not going to do it unless they can sign up at this level, and they're not going to budge, and they're completely stubborn,
right? And
they won't see it.
And if you tell people, hey, you have 3 options, 500, 250, or 70, how do you want to come in?
They'll be like, oh, 70. Like
and you're hurting them. They're not doing any good. It's like, okay, if you want to be an active business partner with us and really grow a business here, like you said you want to do, you have 2 options for that, to come in as an active business partner. 250 level, 500.
Our team call tonight was about posture, you guys.
Right.
This is where you need to be using that posture. If someone tells you, I'm going to sign up at the $70 level, that is when you can't cower in the corner. You can't say, oh, okay, no problem. Like, no, you have to come out and say, you have to make sure it is my duty to make you understand that this is not a good option for you. Like, you are doing yourself a disservice by not signing up at the $250 level. You're not going to get wine. You're going to have to work your butt off to get 4 customers to be active. And it's going to be a pain in the butt, and you're not going to earn any commissions until you are able to do that. So, you know, you have to use that posture in this.
Right. And say, I assume you want me to sponsor you into this business because you and somehow trust my judgment. You trust me as someone I can lead you in the right direction and give you a hand here. Well, trust my judgment when I tell you this is not a feasible, workable option for you. It's not going to serve you well. If money is an object, if you really can't come up with that extra 180, then just hang on, back off for a minute, come up with it, sell something, save it, do whatever you got to do. And if we're going to do something this important, let's do it right. That's, you know, so.
Yeah, can I say something too?
Yeah, please.
You know, and here's the deal. Just like that rock in the shoe, you're actually putting nothing now, because what they see, people watch you, and if you're signing up at $70, that's what they're going to do.
Right?
Yep, exactly.
That's so important, man. What kind of posture are you sending by signing up? And you got to tell them that. Look, if you sign up at $70, you're just going to get a whole bunch of people signing up at $70 because they're going to ask you, what did you sign up as? And if, you know, they're not going to, it's not believable at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, why did you do that? You know, so that's a huge thing to think about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Destiny, they're not going to get any points for a $70 sign up.
No, for the Aruba contest.
No.
Now, and someone else said, being in a group
for alcoholics, in the non-ship states, it might be a good option for these people. Like, you know, so they're not having to run 5 hours to get their wine, you know, but, you know, if they have a way around it, if they have an option, if they have a family member in the bordering state that they visit 5 times a year, like that, use that option. Don't, you know. Or
even if they were an alcoholic, like, you know, and I would never, like, just to make it clear, I would never go to someone I know is an alcoholic and ask them to join this business. I would not do that.
No.
But if I happen to get into a conversation with someone, they're like, man, you know what? It sounds great. I know wine's a huge business. it's just, you know, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I don't know, you know, if it would be a good idea. If we get to that point, I'll be like, oh man, sorry, good for you, great job. Just so you know, if we're already at that point in the conversation where he's already convinced it's a good idea, I may at that point suggest something like, well, you know, you could either come in at the 70 level, but what would serve you better is if you did come in at the fully active status, you know, of 250, and then just have your wine sit somewhere. It wouldn't even have to come to you, and then you send it somewhere. They can send it anywhere in the country. Any of the 42 states that we ship to, we can ship it there, or you can have it shipped there directly. I'm sure they have friends, family, old coworkers, college buddies, whatever, that they could ship that out to in various places. So there's always that option even for them. But yeah, alcoholism and alcoholics, that is another option for someone like that. Coming from,
Yeah.
What?
Skylar said being in a group full of wine drinkers is not the best place for alcoholics.
Right.
I totally agree. I
too.
wouldn't even talk, like we said, if we knew the person was an alcoholic,
I would
never even message them.
No.
Just stay away from it, because that's the right thing to do.
There's
they shouldn't even be here.
Right. There's enough people out there where we don't have to go after known alcoholics.
Even if they're not getting their wine, being in a group full of people sharing about wine and bragging about wine and drinking wine, and do you know how hard that would be? It would be a daily tease for them.
Right.
So, you know, it's not even a good idea to be like, they shouldn't be in the business, period.
Right.
So.
Yep. I wouldn't recommend
I definitely
that
would
either.
not recommend it.
Yeah, you can make the, yeah.
Sweet. Any other questions at all before we go? I think we pretty much answered most of the questions. Sweet. All right. Well, you guys have an amazing night. It was awesome chatting with you guys as usual and seeing all your awesome smiling faces. If you guys have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the team or message us directly, okay?
Well,
Nice to meet you guys in person. I talk to you all the time on Facebook. Jeannie Sladko here from Florida.
Yes.
But it's good to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you for coming
Yes,
on and
thank you
talking
very
to
much,
us.
Victor.
We love you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, that's it.